All right. Good morning, traders. Bear with me. Let me share my screen. You should see my screen, hear my voice. You should be able to talk to me, talk to each other. Did anybody have an issue getting in to today's session through standard conventions? Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Kevin. Good to see you both. Okay, well, um, yeah, let me know. It feels light today, and I had an issue last night. So if anybody had a hard time getting in, let me know. Otherwise, let's just um dive back in here and get started officially. Welcome out everyone to the Options Income Launchpad Thursday opening bell. My name is Scott. I'll be your host. Good, no problems. Okay, awesome. As always, let me remind you that what we do is for education illustrated purposes only, nothing intended as a recommendation to buy or sell. We're not brokers or advisors, therefore, we don't give anything considered personalized investment advice. Any decisions made based on anything you see or hear from us should be done so at your own risk, yada, yada, yada. Here's what we're going to do. Pretty standard fare. Okay, let's go. All right, let's see what's cracking. Markets are starting slightly bullish. Um, 0.31 for the S&P, 0.22 for the Dow, 0.27 for the Nasdaq, 0.61 for the Russell. So small caps doing well. VIX is down. I've seen two things around there. This article here. There was something else I saw about sit-down restaurants outperforming fast food restaurants. Not just this Cheesecake Factory is beating Chipotle. Those are two of the biggers. Here is CMG. Yeah, it's down from its highs significantly. 50 for one split back here. You don't remember when CMG was trading at like 3 grand a share. Good morning, Mario. Good to see you. Good morning, Peter T. You can see though, right now, not looking as good. Is cheesecake? I think it's cake, right? I want to say cake. There it is, the Cheesecake Factory. Good morning, Vladimir. Good to see you. And good morning, Art. Yeah, yeah, that's a much better looking chart right there. Very strong. Okay. Let's add cheesecake. Yeah, it looks like the gates open. I'm gonna add Cheesecake Factory to our list. Fair enough. Very strong indeed. What else is going on? Gold must overcome this next hurdle before another bull run. Okay. Another 30% in Microsoft. Um, Stocks trending higher on rate hike bets. Oh, okay. Cerberus stock tanks after earnings. SpaceX racing back towards 150. How to play a breakout with limited risk. Okay, yada yada. Yeah, I'm not seeing much there. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look at our economic calendar. Let's see. Good morning to you, James. Good to see you. Let's see. Are we not getting updates on these? All right. CPI came in as expected across the board, but not in a great place still. Bill Ackman once exited his Netflix stake in a huff. Now he's buying it. Oh, we looked at Netflix as a possibility. We'll take a look. Good morning, Victor. So CPI, nothing bad necessarily. We were expecting PPI to jump from a minus zero point 0.3 to a zero point 0.2, but it came in flat. Expecting zero point 0.3, it came in. So, it's uh, about what we expected. Not getting worse, not getting better, but staying pervasively where it is, which is unacceptably high as a steady state. And that's where the Fed finds itself. Based on all the inflation data, let's take a quick pass through our Fed watch. Next meeting is we got three left. We got September, October, December. So mid-September, late October, early December. 6 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 weeks. I mean, it's really still expecting it to stay the same on September. 2 to 1, stay the same. October, still kind of 1 to 1, stay the same. Of the people who think it's going to go up, a small portion of them think maybe it goes up twice in a row. I don't think anybody really thinks that. So I think these 7.2% of people of probability is from the wackadoos. And we go to December 9th. Even more so, this would be three hikes this year, is what these 2.7% probability would indicate. I don't think there's any likelihood of that at all. But at this point, I think what this is telling me is there's a good chance we get at least one hike. That's what I would say, one hike this year. If they hike it, they'll hit it and then let it go for a bit and watch it. So I think that's what we're looking at. Let me know if you have any thoughts or comments about that. On the economic calendar left tomorrow, we still have some retail sales, nothing really there. Next week, we've got Empire State Manufacturing, production and utilization, publishing the minutes from the FOMC, jobless claims. I mean, next week really has nothing. Whatever we get now, that's what's going to roll through. Okay, let's go take a gander at what's happening. It's trying. We've had 2 days in a row where we started positively and then we ended up losing ground during the day. Then the next day we opened up and we started positively and then we sort of slipped and lost during the day, still holding. Now, here's the deal. The buyers keep trying to open the market, but they can't really hold on. Today it opened kind of flat and the buyers are coming in after open. Let's go take a look at that. Whoops. Opened, rallied, fell, rallied. We're sitting up here, opening range. So if the opening range touches yesterday's high, then clearly for a bullish day, we would need to break out of yesterday's high. And if we see that, I would definitely have expectations of bullishness. Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, that's Morgan Stanley now. Let me get back to the SPY. Open this up. Let's go take a look at the VIX. And what do we see on the VIX? Interestingly, even though yesterday we gave back some of our opening gains, the VIX finished quite strong, down near closer to 14 than 15. Still pushing in that way as we speak. So the VIX looks good. Not a lot of fear in this market right now. We're literally at lowest points we've been in 6 months. That looks pretty good. And I definitely would say, I don't know if you guys were thinking about this, but it's still brewing. Someone's like, "Are you gonna still think about Google?" Of course I am. Of course I am. All right, let's go through the list and see what's cracking. AAL, the support level is in place. And we'll go ahead and analyze this, but you guys know that if I like AAL, I'm most likely going to end up really looking to trade on DAL, possibly VIK. I like the liquidity better, but we had this consolidation. We broke out of it. That's what the buyers did, nice and strong. Sellers are coming back now. What's going on? We've got 4 days at this support level. Stochastics pinching. What do we need? All I need is if at the end of today it goes like this, boop, it would look like that now. Yeah, this thing is going to be turning, and that's a go, right? And if tomorrow it goes like this, yeah, that's a go. As we look to see this overcome the previous day, today would have to overcome its previous day, and the stochastics is turning. And then what are we going to look for? We'll look for one of these, which probably is going to match the. Come on, just let me duplicate that. There we go. Oh, conveniently about the same size as the breakout. Therefore, we would put this over here. And our target would be 1842. Yeah, right in these. That makes a lot of sense, actually. All right, we'll keep an eye on that. But most likely, I feel like that trade will translate to a different stock. We'll see. Apple, no. If Apple holds this support and bounces, some people might like that. I'm still not convinced. Archer Daniels, no. AMAT, no. Amazon, if it holds. It gapped up on earnings and then kept on running to a new high and then has pulled back, but only pulled back so much. Um, so yeah. Okay. ASX slowing. It's veered a little off course. But it's still kind of trying. Um, yeah. Look, I've got like this and tomorrow basically to see if this thing can pop a little more and squeeze just a titch more if I can out of it. That's what I'm looking for there. Wasn't a great trade. I mean, it's I've taken some gain out and it's got a little more gain. It's just never really popped. It just kind of pushed but didn't pop. Yeah, well, we tried. I'd rather have a trade not do what I think it's going to do and still make money. That's the best kind of I was wrong that we can possibly have. Because we're mostly right. Okay. Bank of America, still kind of looking at this. BNS. Regional banks are trying to grind out of this little sideways price action they got a bit stuck into. City. Oh, there's Cheesecake Factory added to our list. It's way overextended. We're not looking for it now. We're just saying, hey, this thing is clearly got some momentum. If it were to, let's say, ease back towards this level out here and then make another run, we'd be thinking about it. CrowdStrike overextended. Great run, new high. We like a lot about this stock, but it's not ready. It's not time. Okay, let's go Cisco. Ah, we were waiting for the earnings on Cisco, and this is why, right? This is why. Okay. Uh, Down goes Frazier. CSX, come on. Come on, CSX. This is where you gotta go now. We don't have any patience. We have time. We got time. We just don't have patience. Now it's got to go. We gave it the little hiccup. We said, okay, sometimes things hiccup. We know that as a group. We've seen plenty of trades end up smashing to their targets after a little hiccup. And when you get bounced out by a hiccup, you always are like, how'd I let myself get bounced out by that hiccup? But this looks okay. We'll keep an eye on this. CTAS. Ooh. So CTAS looked like it wanted to rocket, but we couldn't really if it weren't for the liquidity, I was trying to find a way to find a trade, and I just didn't find anything that looked right. And now it's sort of stalling out. We'll keep watching it, but that one's interesting. Delta. 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 Move this over a little bit because it's what would that be reflective of? High is 91.25. We're currently at 91.05. I'd like to see us back above the high. If we do, I think this looks tradable. It doesn't look amazing. It's not like we're like, ooh, because it's, it's a red candle and it's still going. but I have a bit of a little cup and now handle. If it can break through 95, I feel great about 105. And if it's going to go through 195, I need to be in it. Otherwise, it'll be already here. And then, so yeah, I'm looking at this for today. Delta. Let's see. The options look great. Thousands of contracts. I'd probably be going to the 95s or the 100s even possibly. Yeah. Okay. But you can see right now it's a little iffy. Don't think that this is you can it's here, it's popping around. We need it up in this area, not down in this area. Down in this area, no trade. Up in this area, trade. Certainly no foregone conclusion. Mhm. Oops. Though, let's just get a sense though. If we can catch it at 91, let's say 91.50. I've got 13 and a half points to the upside with a stop at 88, three and a half. 13 and a half on three and a half. Is that right? 13 and a half on 3.5. That is 3.85. Yeah, okay. We'll keep an eye on this. We'll visit this again before we're done. The Dow is flat. Elf Cosmetics looks great. Brand new high. Pulling back. Pulling back on decreasing volume. Yeah, this looks good. This looks good. But not yet, obviously, right? We need the trigger. GE still in consolidation. If it can stabilize and trigger, great. I would love to trade GE. I would love to trade Elf. These are definite ones that as long as it just stabilizes and starts to roll back the other way, we'll see exactly what we need to see. Yeah, exactly what we need to see. Okay, let's see. GM. Ooh, GM just sort of rolled on us. I'm okay with it because we didn't break support, but I don't love it. This thing had a very nice looking turn and signal coming off of that. The good news is it reversed on quite sub average volume, but wasn't great. So yeah, never love to see quick reversals out of nowhere. Google, I'm still considering on a turn. I didn't. I would rather it had kept the 50, but it's holding at the 100. I'm okay with that. Goldman Sachs, thinking about it. HPQ, I don't know. Gapped up, ran higher, sold off. That thing's all over the place. Let's just watch. IWM, the small caps still look quite good. So Johnson and Johnson, I was just sort of on that one. We had a trade developed I know a couple people took it, and it's actually probably ahead. I mean, we first were looking at it back in here, so if someone got it early in here, they're probably up a little bit on it. But it's just kind of grinding out sideways, and now as I see this stochastics roll, I'm gonna kind of hold off on this one. And if you are up a hair, there you go, up a hair. That's kind of what I thought it might be. So just watch, be careful. We'll see. We'll see. KMB. Okay. This is we had a slew, probably four or five new stocks coming out of the consumer staples, consumer non-discretionary, or uh yeah, the non-discretionary. What are the things we need, right? We waited for earnings, it chopped around a little bit, but this one is holding support and it is trying to bounce. So there's something in the group. I'm not saying necessarily this stock. Unilever is another one that we have been, watching and keeping an eye on. So that might be something that presents interest to us. LRCX. LRCX. Flat. Lunar. Okay, now we saw where they said, "Oh, SpaceX is flying back to 150." I mean, look, it was like this day and this day. This day it went from 114 to 134. This yesterday it went from 135 to 146. That's most of it popping up. Um, yeah, I'm not convinced. I want to see a selling cycle. If the sellers come in and push it back down here, let's cut this in half just as a mechanism, maybe. That's something. Now you've got something where you're like, wait, this maybe could start to build something into a trend or whatever, right? But I don't think yet. I think you see exactly the same thing on Rocket Lab. You see exactly the same thing on Lunar, although not quite exactly the same thing because of their earnings, but basically they're all three moving the same way. Let's see who has the best options. I'm going to go to the September at to out of the money. So 17s we'll look at. Lunar looks great, 1,000 of contracts, 2,000 at the 18s. Yeah, and the spreads are manageable. They're not phenomenal, but they're manageable. So Lunar looks good. Definitely tradable. Rocket Lab. Mm, yeah, I would say the same. Thousands of contracts at and out of the money. Both look good. And let's go SpaceX. SpaceX by far trades the most options. And they do have, the most open interest. However, here's what I want you to look at. And this is where it's deceptive. You're like, Scott, look at the implied volatility. It's so low. Oh, let me change my color. I need a different color. I need this to be red. You're like, look how low it is. It's at the bottom at 80. versus if I go look at Rocket Lab, uh, also 80, not much better. So, and this one is actually in the yeah, you know what? It's the pick dealer's choice. Dealer's choice on the space stocks. If you were like, "Hey, is there an advantage to one?" I mean, the cheapest one is Lunar, $16. Rocket Labs 82, SpaceX 150. They all have decent options, so they're all sort of in the same. I don't see any one giving a distinct advantage over the other two. That's my read. If you're strong in the sector and you have a different opinion, let me know and let me know why. MetLife, ooh, getting close. We've got a lot of things that look like this where we've had the pullback, it's stabilizing, it's pinching, and we're just waiting for confirmation. Just waiting for confirmation. If we get confirmation, a trade's going to show up. As of right now, I'm at 50-50 for today. For an alert coming in the afternoon. Hard to say, right? A little bit of momentum in the afternoon could kick things back into gear. Give me your thoughts on that. Okay. Meta got in DAL. Ah, okay. Okay. Yeah, it's doing its thing, isn't it, Mike? It's trying. It's early in the day, but it's trying to make that pop. So we'll yeah, we'll come back to this. We'll build this out a little more now that it's actually picking that push that we were looking for. I'm in agreement with that. Meta's looking better. Let's see. Monster, no. Marvel, no. Morgan, maybe. Waiting on Microsoft. Micron, maybe. Netflix, trying. There's what Ackman's looking at. Same thing we are. A little bit of a price reversal. Nokia, look at Nokia. We were talking about this one. Boom. It's trying to make that pop. It's trying to turn. Nvidia, it's another one we've been looking at. So I think we're finding the money. It's just a matter of are we getting trades on the way we want and able to manage them the way we want. Yeah, it's looking pretty good today. Rocket Lab, Raw Store still waiting. Earnings coming soon. Raw TX waiting. There's SanDisk making a move. Trying. SpaceX, SPY holding on to gains up 0.72. TD Bank trying. Target still going. Target's made a miraculous recovery. Everyone's like writing it off. And then they get their shit together and boom, this thing's back. T Rowe price is down. Tesla, no. TSM, maybe. Unilever, like I said, there may be something here. Big gap up on earnings. It's been dwindling, but ready to possibly go again. UPS now. Viking Cruises. I don't know. There's not much time. I think I'm going to pass until earnings and go with Delta if I'm going with the travel. WDC's down here thinking about it. All right, let's go play. Let's go play with this Delta. It's trying to make a little move right now. Let's give ourselves some room. And let me get a template here. I frequently open this, apparently. How's the weather? Getting cooler where you are? I feel like fall's maybe finally starting to come. I'm sick of the heat. I'm ready for fall. Where is my trade alert? Whoops. Huh. Well, come on then. Let's get started here. Okay, there we go. Oh, I have J&J in my template saved apparently. Sorry, let me get out of there. You can't be in the template. Oh, wait a second. I erased too much. Okay. Hold on. And let's get this down to size. Delta. Yeah, I'm looking for another one on Delta. Entry range. I'm gonna say 91.30 to 92.30. I'm gonna put a stop. I think we could go back like underneath here at 88. I'll go 87.99 and down to 86.99. We'll give it a dollar range for the stop. Primary target is going to be the top of this at 105.56. I'll call it 105.50. And I think if we get to that 100 barrier, that's a good barrier. So I'm going to put that 100 even for my potential profit. Time and trade. It looks like the standard 7 to 10 days to me. And let's see here. If I am getting 105.50 minus 91.80, that's $13.70. 1370 divided by 381. 3.595. We'll call that a 3.6 to 1. 3.6 to 1. Volatility index. Well, you can see down here where our implied volatility is. It's the lowest it's been in 6 months. We love that. Um, James says 107. You're saying the target at 107? Is that I mean I think you're in the vein for sure if you're a little bit more bullish. Yeah, I think it's made bigger moves for sure. Volatility index is low. We love that. What's the assessment? Good for buying. Preferred strategy, long calls. Expiration month. We're in a good spot for the Septembers, right? They're 36 days out. Today's high temp. Oh God, that's way too high, James. If you're talking about Delta reaching 107, that's a good thing. If you're talking about your temperatures hitting 107, that's no bueno. Oh. Okay, expiration month. Yeah, definitely. We've got probably 7 to 10 more days that we could play with these. September 26th sample trade. Okay, let's get some let's get some numbers in here. 105.55. 105.50, I said. Okay, 105.50. And stop losses at 87.99. And I'm thinking the hundreds. I'm thinking the hundreds. What do you guys think? I mean, you could go 90, you could go the 97.50s, but I'm thinking the hundreds. Who took it? Mike, what did you pull on that? What was your strike? 95s? It's kind of my starting point. I was thinking 95s through the 100s are probably the sweet spot. You're whether, you're talking pretty minor differences between those three at the end of the day. So if that's where you ended up, yeah. Um, let's see. Let's play around with this a little bit. Uh, we'll take this out of, I'm gonna go all the way because today's the 13th. I'm gonna go out all the way to next Friday. And I'm still getting better than 6 to 1. Um, right? Better than 6 to 1. So I'm looking at about $100 of risk here. You can see 97. So when I see something like that, I'm going to come in here and basically say that's about 100 of risk per contract. This is the 100 strike. And the cost is and I want you to notice something here. We're putting most of this at risk. The cost is probably a buck 40. I'm going to put a buck 40. And you're risking 100 of 140. That's 2/3, right? Maybe more. 100 divided by 140, 70%, more than 2/3. If Mike does this one, so I brought and we'll bring this to one contract. 173. So let's round it to 175 out of 285 is what you'll pay for this, let's say. So if you're risking 175 of 285, that's down to 60%. You're not risking as much. 273. Nice. Little pop already. Good stuff. Love it. But there you go. I like this one, I think. I'm gonna go here. It looks like this. If you're looking at it. And it looks like this. And you can see it's we popped up and then we're pulling back a little bit. And so we're not in a rush. We're just saying that we think this looks good. My thought process here is now that we've seen this, my thought is I'm going to watch this and see if it comes down. And if it turns and holds, that's probably where I'll go ahead and put it out. That's probably where I'll go ahead and put out the alert. But the alert looks it looks good. This is what we've been looking for here. Let's pause for a second. Let me put this up. I'm gonna open it up a little bit, and then I'm gonna blow it up a little bit so that you can see it a little better. And okay. You see the stock. You see the trade setup. Here's how it's looking. What questions do you have? This is everything. Um, Questions, comments, concerns, and it doesn't have to be about Um, doesn't have to be about this stock. It could be about a different trade if you're looking for a different trade. Um, different symbol if you have one that you like. Yeah, it's good. You guys are quiet. You guys are quiet today. Good. If it's no questions, that means it all makes sense, right? So, now I'm always curious. Do you wait? Do you take it when you're ready? Do you wait till you see the alert? What does everyone tend to do? Just so I have a sense. I like to make sure we're through the first hour before I send them out. But I'm pretty sure. Well, I mean, look, Mike, that's the only way to get them sometimes. Honestly, once it's valid post the opening range, it's valid, but then it's just a matter of personal preference. When it looks right, it looks right. There you go. ASAP, Kevin said. Okay, fair. Are there any symbols you want to go back to? This one definitely had the best look, but there are others setting up as we speak. There seems to be you know, a good wave in there. Let's go back and just kind of see where we're at. Nokia as well. Ah, yes. Yes. That's another one that we were looking at for sure. Watching the momentum on them and seeing what we think needs to happen. Nokia. There's Nokia. Nokia taking the turn up. Here is the IWM up 0.58% today. Here is the DIA up 0.35. Here's the NASDAQ up 1.22%. And with that, we're looking for some of these guys to really get going. We're up 1.2% here. CSX trying to get going, 1% there. Let's go look at Sinclair up a 0.5% there. So things are moving. What about GM? GM got GM got slapped in the mouth yesterday. I don't know why. There was no volume, and today it's holding. So for me, Simone, you know that it didn't break support, so I'm not wrong. I'm not right. I'm not wrong yet. So I'm going to let it hold that support and try to bounce. Give it a couple of days, and if it starts to move off of this level here, I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to slide it over and say, okay, let's go. And I'm gonna visualize that trade into success as much as I can. I'll start I'll start playing some music, I'll play happy songs to see if it'll help. I'll give it some compliments. Come on, GM, you're so pretty. Just go bullishly. You want to. Things like that. Um, Let me know if anyone else has an idea if you're sitting in it with me. If you also took it and you're also wondering what can I do to help this trade grow? Uh, no, I mean, looked good. Um, Strong move out of earnings. Buyers kind of settled and started to regain control. We took the trade as prescribed, and then yesterday it pauses. No volume, nothing that pulled us out of the trade, but certainly has us reflecting and thinking, all right, can this thing get going? Let's hope so. Questions about that? Anyone? Questions, comments? Certainly concerns, I'm sure, but nothing we can do but let it play out. Yeah. Okay. Okay, you guys. Um, and I said something about last night. We didn't meet last night. I meant Tuesday night. On Tuesday night, there was a small snafu. Someone couldn't get in. Anyway, I'm making sure we have that. But tonight we will have our group coachings. Glenn will be at 7:30. I'll be at 8:30. Come with questions. Come review trades. Come talk about trades. Is there any way to predict sector rotation? I mean, not really. We just watch it happen because it's so big. It's a little slow. I mean, certainly as the business as we look at business cycles, we think, things seem to be going better, so I would expect money to start going here and here. But until we see it happen, I tend to just basically rely on the fact that when I see it, there's still enough opportunity for me to dart in and out and in and out and in and out as because they are slow. As long as as long as we recognize it relatively quickly, we should have plenty of opportunity to capitalize on the momentum that we see. So, any trades that I didn't get to, let me know. But yeah, everything looks okay. Market looks okay this week. I wouldn't say it looks like it's putting in numbers to get better, but it's also not getting worse. I think it's holding up. Maybe we see a little bit of an improvement here. So yeah, I think we're kind of in a good, stable, solidly bullish market, and we're seeing signs of trades developing. That's all we can ask for. That's all we can ask for. All right. Well, it's great to see everybody. I'll give you a few minutes back if we have no other questions. Keep your eye out. This is likely to go pretty quickly here. You can see it's actually moving again. So the it did catch that little turn and bounce. So we're going to be looking for that and going from there. So what is the best way to figure days? Which part of it? Which part of it, James? Let me know. Yeah, I'm thinking this Delta alert's likely to come out pretty quick. It's showing up pretty well right now. Mm. All right. Thanks everybody. It's great to see you all. Have a great rest of your day. If you do have additional questions, bring them tonight. Let's have a chat. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon at the market last hour market close. Um, how long before it'll go out? Honestly, I'll probably gonna send this one out here in the next little bit. So it's valid. It's good to go. Thanks everybody. As always, happy trading.